morning to all of you. A very good morning to all of you. This is Mohak Pachisia, and you are on my channel watching the Nifty and stock updates for today. I'm going to discuss a couple of stocks, actually a group of stocks which I've prepared a list for as I prepare for myself, and a lot of my students prepare for themselves as well. And I'm going to share what I'm seeing on those charts and how you can keep that on your radar for your intraday trading. Okay. Now, some of the stocks I'm going to discuss today may or may not. Some of the stocks I'm going to discuss today may or may not be very tradable today. But in the next 1 or 2 days or 3 days or 5 days also in some case, you might find something more interesting. So what are the stocks which are on my radar, on my limelight? Let's discuss. Before we go ahead, let's just wrap up what we are seeing on the broader market indexes. So after scanning my charts and doing my homework before market hours, I see the weekly chart and the daily chart of the Nifty and other indexes. So particularly Nifty, I see that after a cluster of candles on the weekly chart, which I like and I really propagate a lot on the technical analysis through candlesticks, and me and my students both, we were all in the view that the market should go up. And given even before the breakout happened, we were the view that the kind of candles we are seeing are very similar to the candles where you see a lot of lower wicks. Now everything in markets is logical. Nothing is special, nothing is surprising, everything is logical. Of course, there will be transitions in the trend, they will surprise the people, but there will be also a lot of opportunities that follow through after you plan. So we have been looking forward from a very bullish perspective, and as we see that it has been bullish, and still we are bullish if we take the weekly chart in picture. Now what happens is the weekly chart is one story. However, we saw that on the daily chart, on the short term, because when we trade, we look at different time frames. Just looking at one time frame won't help, right? So looking at the different time frame, we saw that the Nifty and even the Bank Nifty for that matter has shown us bearish moves, and it has shown us bearish moves which are healthy. Now, two things I want to point out. One, the move is very healthy. It is not a sharp move. It has got a range, a breakout, a throwback, and another fall. Okay, so this is the sign of a healthy move. This is a well-built move. Okay, uh, so we are looking at it from well-built move perspective. Also, what goes hand in hand is that as the market has been falling, there are quite a few stocks, a lot of stocks that have participated in the correction. So when a broader spectrum of stocks have gone down along with the market just isn't, in rare cases only does the market go down and up at one go. So if the market has to go up from here, we would expect some consolidation happen or a subdivided move happen before it goes up. We would not expect a move immediately up. Now, is there more downside left, or is there more, or the downside is over? That is not something I'm going to look forward to speculate on now. But once I get more price data to give me evidences of buyers becoming more powerful than sellers, I would enter in that time frame. Currently, the outlook seems a bit bearish, but not too bearish. Okay. Also, there are a lot of pockets because it's overall a bull market we're looking at. So there are a lot of pockets of strength. There are a lot of stocks which I'm looking at, and let's discuss those stocks. See how my day goes when I track these and find trading opportunities over here. So as you can see, I'm already quite prepared, and I was tracking the various. A few minutes back, the SGX was higher. Now it's going lower. So just as I'm talking right now, it's going lower. It's 717 right now in India. And this is the daily chart of USD INR. See, dollar index had broken out on the upside a few days back. Me and my students have been tracking a lot of intermarket cues, which we like to, because before the cues actually give us anything, before the markets actually give us anything, a lot of intermarket cues give us a clear idea of what is possibly going to happen. So a lot of my students were prepared for trading this move and various other moves only on the basis of expecting these things to come about clearly even few days before than they did. So in markets, the more prepared you are, the better. The earlier prepared you are, the early mover advantage will be yours. You will be able to trade far more confidently and spontaneously and have the correct plan with you. And if everything follows through with your plan, then nothing can stop you from making money. Now, to make a plan, there should be a basis. I plan to discuss the basis of the various stocks I have on my list. Always keep a sticky note and I make a note and always keep it in front of me. And this has been a habit always. And I would suggest all intraday traders to do the same. And somebody trades on limited number of stocks, then amongst that universe of stocks, you pick up the things, pick up the stocks which you feel could be interesting for the day. So let's begin. Uh, Berger Paints. So Berger Paints is on my radar. Berger Paints is a very interesting chart. We start from the weekly. It's a very strong uptrend, and coming all the way down, I can see that recently on the daily chart we saw a price contraction leading to an expansion. Now, after price contraction, prices generally contract and expand. Okay, first they expand, then they contract, and they the volatility is basically mean reverting. The volatility goes up, then goes down. It always oscillates. So here we see, like last time when there was a contraction led to an expansion, we see another contraction which has started an expansion. Now something which has started an expansion should last, and therefore at around 320 currently the price is, which is very close to where the expansion started. So I'm not saying that we should move up at the open in this case. There'll be other stocks I'll be talking differently about. But yes, there could be some interesting buying opportunity which could actually make it take it to newer highs. So Berger Paints is on my radar for today and the next few days, or for the buy side, from the buy perspective, long perspective, right? Now moving on to the next stock which I have on my radar, which would be Biocon. Oops, my spelling mistake. Yeah. So Biocon, let's check out Biocon. What happens with Biocon? Well, Biocon, I've been looking at the chart, and Biocon is one of the little more volatile stocks compared to a lot of other stocks. So one needs to trade it with a little more vigilance when it comes to intraday. And one thing very interesting I see, overall there's a short-term downtrend. Those who are on my Telegram channel, where I'm not giving any more calls, but I share educational stuff over there. And on that Telegram channel, if you remember, I'd given a short call on Biocon somewhere around here, and I have been tracking the stock. Even recently, I saw that there has been a gap up over here with the good volumes. Now you see the strong hands and the weak hands. Okay, the strong hands in the market create such big candles and big volumes, not the weak hand, right? So when there are a lot of strong hands which might have entered over here, and if this becomes an important significant zone because they entered over here, and now every tick we don't count, we look at the zone broadly in such a scenario, and in this zone I saw that the market over here, the stock Biocon over here came and made a bullish engulfing candle. And I also like what goes hand in hand, when two things come together, I really like it. I love the position of this candle, and I feel that there should be some more increment to this trend which has just started over here. So this may go. Now in this scenario, there may be a gap up open play. There may be a play which will show us some sort of a buying opportunity 1 hour after the gap up, right? Or 1 hour after no gap up, maybe just a normal open, right? So this is Biocon on the long side on my radar, right? And let's see what are my other stocks. Apollo Hospital. Now, Apollo Hospital was there on my list yesterday as well. And this is one of the very interesting things which is going on. And I've been tracking it since many weeks now. And over here, you see there's a strong interaction zone. and prices both repel as well as attract at the interaction points. Now, what is interesting over here is I was talking about the candles where the lower wick is very long. That means the market is trying to show us that it's not sustaining here. There were multiple momentum divergences, one, two, three divergences. And believe me, three divergences with such a beautiful cluster of candles was really the recipe to look for interesting things to happen. Okay, now the interesting things did happen, although in a very sudden context, to be honest. The interesting things did happen, and the sudden context was that it was a volatile day yesterday with a great move on the upside. Now, if somebody is looking at the breakout at 989.85, roughly 990, if you're looking at the breakout, this was the trade yesterday. Now, since this trade was just there yesterday, I'm going to say that this is still on my intraday radar because maybe this gaps up, maybe it just gives a dip. A lot of buying opportunities do happen on the stocks which are already in a certain momentum. See, some of the easier trades are the better trades, and those easier trades are found in the stocks where the trends are very, very clear. So this is something which will be on my radar for even for the next few days. Let's go to Dish TV. Now, Dish TV is something interesting. This is a sell from the sell perspective, and unlike a lot of unlike Apollo Hospital, this is yet to move in a big way. I'm not saying that it has to move in a big way, but I'm keeping it on my radar because it is close to certain very important weekly support. Now, if something is close to an important weekly support, please try and understand. And it has been tested number of times. Okay, so this is the weekly support. It's been tested once, twice, and two times near right now. Once or twice near right now. I'm going to look forward for a break of this support, and if that happens, the hell could break loose on this stock, and that is one key thing I'm going to look for. So this TV will be on the top of my list. Now, this, as much as it will be an important part of my list, it will not be an immediate trade because I would like to let it develop. Okay, and this is just one possible scenario. So I would not say you keep it for intraday, but yes, right now keep it on your radar because this is one of the stocks where anything can happen, right? Let's put on Hexaware and Wipro because both belong to the same sector. I'm going to look at both together. So we have been bullish on IT recently. And again, with the dollar index, you know, all know the correlation when there is a magnificent move in the USD INR, the correlation which exists. A lot of IT companies get business and are paid in USD. So yes, Hexaware has been on my radar. Again, those in my Telegram channel would remember some of the buy signals on Hexaware which have been out. And recently I'm seeing that over here, this resistance zone at 482 is something Hexaware. This resistance zone at 483, 84, right? Where Hexaware seems to be sustaining above. Now, as long as it sustains above it, there are bullish developments expected. Maybe intraday, maybe in the next 1 or 2 days, maybe in the next 2 to 3 days. So we could let it unfold and look for opportunities on the long side over here. So that's Hexaware. And along with Hexaware, discussing Wipro, which is actually a more well-built structure to the trend. So we see a very big long wick on this candle, which is showing us a lot of strong and sudden buying coming in, and the prices are sustaining above that, consolidating again, sustaining and consolidating above that. What actually attracts me is this sort of structure where we see an inverse head and shoulder pattern. For those who are not acquainted with technical analysis, it's okay. I'm trying to not use any terminology and make it very, very simple for all of you. So bear with me if you're taking some time, but this is one stock on the buy side. So this is something I would like to buy if it gaps up or if it just opens and stays above yesterday's close. If it stays above in the positive, there would be developments to buy. And of course, when I go long intraday, the intraday chart also matters. Now, I may go long at 1 o'clock over here, or may go long in the morning, depends on how the opportunity presents itself. And I would recommend you all to do so as well, each one to his own. And this video is more about keeping stocks on your radar and keeping a number of stocks which might help you in a way where you don't have to look at a lot of things during the market hours and get attracted to the opportunities much more easily. So let's come to Lupin after this and South Bank. Lupin and South Bank. Let's pick up Lupin and South Bank. Now, one thing interesting again about Lupin from the same sector as Biocon is that Lupin has been one stock which, just like Dr. Reddy, just like a lot of other pharma stocks, has given us a bullish essence in the recent past. And when it has given us a bullish essence and it is going down, there still may be a lot of room left on the downtrend. I'm not denying that. But what is very, very interesting in these cases is that when it goes up and then sharply falls down, the markets can support it with sharp pullbacks. So Lupin would be one again where I saw there was this green candle similar to that of Biocon. And in this zone, the price seems to be keeping above the low. So this is one stock. I don't have much on the exact structure of it, but yes, if there is something which crops up during intraday, this could give some sort of a sharp intraday pullback. So Lupin would be on my radar. And when we come to South Bank, which is the symbol South Bank, again, this is a bit preemptive. We are going to keep it on the radar to find out what may happen. It's been just going down and down, and of course there may be, some people may not be very effective and very comfortable trading stocks which are below 20 rupees. Not that I recommend you all to do so, but in case anybody wants to, I saw that, and I will not be trading something which is that, because the volatility and the bid ask, I'm not very comfortable with trading stocks of that low value. But for those who are, these could be important opportunities which are coming about in South Bank. So look at this range where it can expand or expand in which direction of the range. Keep an eye on South Bank, and opening the early chart again, I would like to see it either moving up and breaking out from 18.5 or sticking around a little more before it goes down and slides below the recent low of 17.5 around zone, right? And last but not the least, I have just dial on my radar, and I hope all of you are making a small note, even if it's not with my logic, if it's mixing my logic with yours. Again, so I keep just dial for the end because this is again not more of an intraday play, although one might get something to today itself, but it has been sustaining above its recent hourly highs. Now, when it comes to a stock like Just Dial is slightly more volatile. Again, when the stocks are more volatile, the shorter time frame charts can be a bit noisy. So what I would rather rely on would not just be this. Yes, it is about sustaining above these resistances. There's a chance it sustains above them for a couple of hours and then starts moving higher. But what I actually want is that this daily chart over here, okay, the range over here for the daily chart, the range over here above 600 rupees, if Just Dial moves, then interesting developments are yet to come, because this range is right next to a very big resistance. Now if it crosses 600 with power and goes above 630, then again we have a lot of things, interesting things to maybe see in the coming few weeks to months. So guys, this was my analysis for the day and some of the stocks which are on my radar for the day. I will be tracking other stocks as well. We can see in IND future. This SGX has come down a little bit more. So I will be keeping a lot of things on my radar, and these were important plays which I felt could really make some difference to your trading. So keep an eye out on these stocks, and of course, I will be putting more on my list if I find interesting things happening during the day. The work of a trader primarily is to wait for great opportunities, look for great opportunities, and execute. And while executing, wait again. Most of trading is waiting and preparing. Believe me, coming at 9:15 and suddenly opening the screen, suddenly opening the things and expecting moves and money to come in doesn't really happen like that all the time. And what one needs to do is one needs to really prepare. And believe me, if you are in this business, and even if you are not yet a professional, act like a professional. Soon you will be one. But every professional, you have to remember, keeps his or her literally finger on the pulse of the markets. You have to keep your finger on the pulse of the markets. And if you track so many things at this hour in the morning, as I am doing, I'm mostly done with afternoon work by afternoon latest, sometimes by 9:30, 9:20, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I'm done. But a lot of times I'm really done early than compared to other people. But believe me, if you follow things crucially, understand the mechanism behind things, it is actually very easy to make money in the markets. So keep that in mind and don't expect yourself to make money without any preparation. Prepare and you see the magic. Do it for continuous number of days and you see the magic. And for those who already know, check out the other videos on this YouTube channel. And if anybody feels like they want to contact me, I teach technical trading to a lot of people, a lot of people with a lot of turnaround stories. We also stress on trading psychology, and we go from a very basic to an advanced level thing. And if anybody wants to contact me, here is my number. You can contact me directly. So thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Go there, make some money, and do it the right way, most importantly. Right. Take care. Bye bye.